Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to share a very shocking video topic. This is going to save so many of you. This is going to save, it's going to protect you, it's going to allow your blessings to come in, and at the same time, it's going to just change the way you live. This is a little bit of a debatable video topic because some people will just be like, yeah, you have to do this, but in essence, this video is talking about sometimes when to not care and how to not care. What happens when you care too much? You literally hurt yourself. You literally hurt yourself. There are some things you guys should not be caring about. I've said this in a video before. If you, and especially as an empath, you have to know how to not care about certain things. And yeah, because some people will care about everything. And the people will be crying, they'll be yelling, screaming, upset all the time. That works against you. Your blessings, they'll just be on hold until you resolve that. So let's talk about this. The feeling to not care is not a mean feeling. Sometimes to protect those who are close to you, you literally have to shut off feelings. What do I mean by shut off? Let me talk about this as an example. Let's just say you are a firefighter or you're an EMT or someone who works in a profession. Disclaimer, this is a spiritual video. If you were to break down crying, trying to help someone before you actually help them, you'd be the reason they went. That's exactly how it is. And I've actually seen that. I'm not going to say any examples I've seen because I was going to vet school a very long time ago, like preparing to go to vet school. I was an undergrad and I was doing undergrad things such as working with vets. So I've noticed the vet students who cared too much. If there's any kind of, because there's nice parts of being a vet and there's parts of just not fun parts. So especially with like puppies and kittens and stuff like that. So one time something happened with a puppy. It wasn't a very happy event, but so many of the vets just shut down. I mean some of the younger vets, the ones who are less experienced, and some of the people interning and whatnot, let's just say they shut down and they couldn't really help because they were so emotional. They were walking out, they were crying, they were throwing up, and it actually took away from them helping the puppy. And I saw that, and it just stuck with me. I'm like, they didn't know how to react, and it caused them to not be able to help that who needed help. So sometimes you do, and you can work, you can definitely dive into the emotion later, but sometimes emotion will cloud you. Most of the time emotions will cloud you. It'll cloud people to doing very dumb things. It'll cloud people to caring about dumb things. And sometimes you literally just have to cut the feeling off. You can say, for example, like for the people in the vet clinic, if I were to say anything, just I remember I couldn't even talk to them, so that it wouldn't have even mattered. I just remembered everyone was running out, screaming, crying, and stuff. But in advance, you have to go cold to certain things to be able to be warm. It's a polarity. So I'll give you some more exampple.s Let's just say you're trying to help a family member and you're getting so emotional because they're not receptive to help. And yes, I'm going to show you guys the belt in this video because I'm going to talk about some crystals to actually show you that'll help you shut certain extrasensories off. So a crystal like Tiger Eye, and yes, I like to show off the belt. A crystal like Tiger Eye. This crystal helps ground you and it helps your intuition. Now, like, these feelings actually come from the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra. So excess feelings of caring, because especially your solar plexus chakra, you'll soak so much in there. So you'll work with crystals such as, and yeah, I'm going to show you the belt. You'll work with crystals such as pyrite and muackite and orange calcite, especially orange calcite. It cleans. So let's just say there's excess emotions there that are just stuck. And it's not, you're trying to do the best you can to change, but they're literally stuck on an energetic level. So you'll work with crystals such as, you can work with red jasper for grounding. And look at me using an example. Yeah, so orange calcite. These belts have taken, I work out with this as like a gym belt. So, yeah. Several different crystals. Amber, sunstone, which is very good sunstone. There's the flash. Yeah, that's really good sunstone. Citrine, carnelian, all these different crystals. Hey, I just named all the crystals in the video. If you're wondering, that's red beryl in development. So how cool is that? Now, once you work with crystals to get these energies out, You'll practice a certain affirmation that doesn't make you cold. I don't care. I'm going to tell you when to use this, and I'm going to tell you when not to use it. So let's just say, and sometimes people will get to other people. An action will get to a person. Lack of an action will get to a person. Let's just say someone really wronged you. If you focus on the energy of how much they wronged you, you'll bathe in that energy. It'll go to one chakra, it'll spread, and you'll feel that. It'll be a part of your soul. It will not leave. It'll be there for weeks, months, years. And the thing is, when we ask God for help, we're gonna have to do our part as well, because God is giving us strength. God is helping us. But make sure you're not adding that to your subconscious. Make sure it's not in the back of your mind. Make sure it's not just sitting there marinating. So at a certain point, you just have to get to the point and say, I don't care about this. And ask yourself, literally ask yourself. So if it's not applying to you, if it's not changing you as a person, if it's not bettering you, if you're not even around that person, why is that sitting with you? So it's not denying feelings. It's not repressing them. It's actually processing them through like a shredder and shredding them apart and throwing them out like a piece of paper into you not having to deal with it. You process the feelings. You ask yourself, like, why am I going to, and really get down to this question. It's like, why do I care about this? And ask yourself, and sometimes you'll just be like, what am I trying to prove to myself? What am I trying to not prove to myself? What am I trying to ask yourself? Take something that's bothering you right now that you have no control over, and make sure this will help you in your connection to God as well. In the Most High God, this will help your connection. Ask yourself, when you've asked God for something and you're worrying about something, it indicates you don't trust him, or you think you know more than he does, or somehow your circumstances are, you have to do some kind of like, no, he's taking care of it. So if you think you can do more than God, then God will let you do that by yourself until you go to him, until you trust him. So anything you just, and here's the thing, some people are like, oh, just pray, I just pray. And some people will be like, oh, I don't do much praying, but I'll just do everything else. There's a balance between everything. If you just pray, then nothing you'll do will change at all. James 2:17 to 18 speaks of that. So if you just pray, then your worries will stay. So make sure you take some course of action. Take action. And yeah, sometimes I make sure I'm gonna have to write everything down. I'm gonna have to take sticky notes, because I'll accidentally, like, for example, if I'm hopping around different examples in the Bible, then I'll make something up, because there's a lot of verses, if you can't tell. There's 66 books, and there's a lot of verses. More than 66 technically, but say 66 for the point of being perfectly correct, but which that's a different video topic. But the thing is, when it comes to you caring too much about something, make sure you ask God, God, can you please take care of this? And remove your worry. Remove it, cut it out. Be like, okay, once you ask, you did everything you possibly can do. Let's just say you're looking for a job, or you're looking for to attract, let's just say to attract new people to your hair salon. You put the flyers out, you talk to everyone, you're changing everything about your salon, you're adding new things to your salon, you did everything you can do, and now you're just waiting. At that point, just be like, I don't care. I did everything I can. I trust God so much to the point where it might just look like it's stagnant now, but God, when God wants to surprise you, he'll surprise you. He'll take you from a little place and he'll put you at the top very quickly. He's like, it's just a reminder. And he'll take certain celebrities who try to pretend to be God or to mock God will fall, literally fall. Shooting stars, falling stars. And I'm serious about that too, because those videos never seem to make it on the internet. But when it comes to you elevating, all it takes is one. You ever see some of these really famous singers who, because there are good singers, not all of them are bad, but some of these singers are people who have been making videos for 10 years. And if you see me looking over, I'm checking. It's Florida, so it's Florida. And the door is locked, but I'm just making sure. Being cautious, not being asleep. So if you ever see some of these singers and whatnot, they'll be doing something for 10 years and they'll be like average, maybe low views, average views. And then boom. People don't even remember how that person made it. People don't remember. And you can comment some examples. Oh, this singer, this songwriter. Oh, they started on TikTok and they just explode. And it's like, oh, they got lucky. They did what they're supposed to do. A lot of them did give it to God. There are people who are making it through God in different industries. And they stopped caring. They just stopped caring. They did what they're supposed to do. They cared about what they're supposed to care about. That's it. You stop caring about all these different worries. And then ask yourself. Start confronting yourself. What are you worrying about? Why are you worrying about this? And then ask yourself, does this worry fit in line with your faith? Now to hop on a different topic. And yes, there's people literally dancing, hopping around in the rain for some reason, or hopping car to car in the rain, so I'm keeping an eye on it. Why do I care about that? It's because it applies. Am I worried? No. Well, they might need help. They might. So I'm checking. So then it does care. Then I do care because it will apply. I'm able to do something about it. And yes, care about things that you should. So let's just say you're walking down a dark street at night. If you're looking around, you're doing your part in caring because that's what you're supposed to do. You're addressing the physical and the spiritual, but God's protecting you and covering you. You're not worrying, but you are caring about what's around you. Let's talk about people who try to make you upset. And this is actually, I'm going to give you a very strong example. I stopped caring about certain things with other Christians. So what do I mean by that? It's because a lot of Christians are not actually Christians. And once you realize that, then you remove yourself from that. Not from being a Christian, but remove yourself from their energy. There are some people who will literally try to use the Bible and try to use God or the name of God, which they get punished very badly, to make other people feel scared or hurt. And some people will actually just not care. I remember I came across someone who said, I'm supposed to judge. And I'm like, well, we're not reading the same book then. So you have to understand, because these people are not reading, they're missing the whole message of the Bible. And I've seen something very specific this changed the way I perceive other Christians or Christians because Trojan war horses, but I've seen someone in a TikTok live come into live and they asked me, stop talking about God, stop talking about Jesus, stop talking about the Bible, just stop. Like they're like very adamant on just stop. And I'm like, they said, I came here to learn about crystals. I came here to learn about spirituality, but you're talking about God. I didn't come to church. I came to you to learn about crystals. Let's talk about crystals. And I'm like, you have some nerve. And I kind of went off on the personal bit. I'm like, hey, you calm yourself down. I'm like, and then the person came back like 5-10 minutes later. It's a woman, and she's like, oh, and she says, Jesus loves you. She was quoting stuff from the Bible, and it was wild. That was the wildest thing I've ever seen in terms of that. And she had people agreeing with her, Jesus loves you, and then she started getting very nasty. So after that, this might apply to you with your relationship with God as well. Some of you are this will save a lot of people in their relationship with God. Care about your relationship with God. Don't let other people's relationship or what they say about God define you, because people will speak, the devil will speak through people to move you away from God. So a lot of people will literally stop moving closer to God because they care about what some other Christian said. Like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Wearing red clothes is demonic, and people will get crazy. So if you can, they'll just make stuff up. So if you care too much about what other Christians think versus actually getting it from the actual source, which is the Bible, and asking God for guidance from God himself, then you would care too much and it would affect your relationship with God and you'd be frustrated. So essentially, I would try to show people back then, okay, this is not completely accurate, what you're saying of you trying to judge other people when it says God's supposed to judge other people. Essentially, I just remove myself from that. I don't care. I'm like, this is not a real Christian. It doesn't apply. God's taking care of the person. They're trying to use messages of hate and envy and bashfulness. And that's the thing. You're saving energy. You're conserving energy. So I just use myself as an example there. But when it comes, I just drove away. When it comes to you, it saves your energy. So people, what am I trying to say? People who are trying to argue and fight with you about anything, because people will try to find what you care about. It'll be gemstones sometimes. Well, people don't try to go back and forth with gemstones. Gemstone knowledge with me says I'm wearing all the gemstones. So someone who's not wearing citrine will try to say something about citrine. I'm wearing it in 5 different places on my body right now. But the thing is, when you learn to save your energy and just stop caring and just just cut off the flow of energy that's leading you to care too much. So start thinking about if someone were to talk about this to me, you'd go back and forth with them. Let's just say, I'm just gonna use swimwear since it's raining outside. I'm just gonna use swimwear as an example. So if you have, for example, let's just say you're passionate about swimwear, and someone who let's just say they're into swimwear as well, and they go back and forth with you because it's something you love. For me, it's the Bible and crystals and moving people closer to God. But for some people, it's they talk about swimwear with everyone. And a good example, history. I just talked about this with someone. History. If you talk about history with someone, instead of enjoying it, other people will look to argue with you because very sensitive subjects. History can be very people can get crazy about history, and then instead of you enjoying history, you'll actually put so much energy into caring about defending something that's you're just wasting words with the person. It could be you could be right, but you're not proving anything to a person whose energy is not good. What am I saying? Look to see where you care too much in life and call your energy back. Now, I'm going to shorten this. If you go in public and someone says something nasty to you, something rude to you, someone gives you a dirty look, it might hurt you. It's like, why did this person do that? Because we're all human. It surprises us sometimes. Like, why did this person do that? Say, God, can you take care of this person so they don't do that to anyone else, so that they never make that face again, so they don't cuss at anyone ever again? Please remove that from their life or correct them with extreme force to make sure they don't hurt anyone ever again. And he will. After that, practice the words I, and yes, the rings, don't care. So you're going to remember all day. It's going to upset you all day. It's going to drag you down all day. It's going to ruin your vibration. It's going to affect your relationship with God, because you're supposed to trust in God and not worry about small things. So just be like, ask yourself, number one, ask, why do I care about this? And then go ask why, the reasons, why do I care about this? And ask yourself, this is not best serving me. It's not best serving me. So cut it out and remove it. Cut it out and remove it. And you'll be a much stronger person. So anything, let's just say someone wrongs you, someone backstabs you, etc. Ponder it, get through the emotions, and cut the feeling of caring off, because X is caring. And I'll say this again, if you're someone who's an empath and you feel everything all the time, you're always going to be in pain, because there's a lot of pain out there, but there's a lot of good things. But if you focus on the pain, then you'll always be in pain. Versus you focus on the good things and you cut out the pain, or cut out pains that don't serve you or that you can't do anything about, that don't even belong to you. You live such a happy life, and your relationship with God will improve. Now, this sums up this video. I don't care. If you care about something too much that doesn't apply, that's on you now, because that's your option to care about it. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Check out FloridaStoneMan.com. I have some chains that are off the chain. I'm making some really cool new crystals. Check out my website, FloridaStoneMan.com. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!